What's going on, everybody? Viper Prime Reacts here, aka Viper. Welcome back to the channel for another reaction video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Cosmic Wonders video yet again. The Cosmic Wonder. If you don't know who he is, make sure to go over there. Leave a link down below in this channel, to his channel, into this video, down below in the description section. Yeah. And today we're going to be looking at new Spider-Man deal made Spider-Man movie coming. Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man deal. So I don't know what this could mean. I haven't looked at this movie yet. I have no idea what this is talking about. So again, make sure you go over there and subscribe to Cosmic Wonder, like all of his videos, just like I am about to actually like his video. I am already subscribed. And let's get him to 1 million subscribers. Whoever sees this video. All right, without further ado, let's get hopped into it.
What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. And Spider-Man No Way Home crushed it at the box office, and it continues to crush it at the box office, which is incredibly good news for us because that means they're going to make more Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
And not just with one Spider-Man, but now with multiple different Spider-Man, hopefully. At this point in time, I assume most people have seen Spider-Man No Way Home, or at least have seen pictures or leaks from it, and they know about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, that's a cool picture. That's a cool picture.
Warning. Spider-Man No Way Home had 3 Spider-Men together in Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man joined Tom Holland. And now, rumors are starting to go around that the massive success of Spider-Man No Way Home is going to start to produce more Spider-Man films, like an Amazing Spider-Man 3 for Andrew Garfield, the introduction of Miles Morales, and a Spider-Man movie that has the 3 Spider-Men, Andrew, Tobey, and Tom, in it from the very beginning of the film, which would be something that would just be a massive and fantastic movie. And although these are just
to have them in the beginning of the film, just like right out the gate, would be amazing. But like, how are they gonna, like, what would it be? Oh my god, I'm wondering if it's gonna be like kind of like one of them like goes to their reality and says, hey, I need your help. It's gonna be in one of their worlds probably. Oh yeah, something like that. That would, oh, dude.
Rumors for right now, a lot of these actually do make sense coming from a studio standpoint, a fan base standpoint, and simply a movie standpoint. So let's break down what we could possibly get as far as Spider-Man movies coming in the future and talk about a new deal that Tom Holland might be getting with Sony and Marvel right now. Of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU and Spider-Man news. So first off, many of you might have heard a rumor about Tom Holland possibly getting the deal of a lifetime from Sony and Marvel. We don't know much about this because it hasn't been confirmed in any way, but it simply makes sense, and this seems to happen after almost every big actor in the Marvel Universe finishes a film trilogy or a couple of films or a big team-up movie. For example, when the MCU started, Robert Downey Jr. got paid $500,000 for the very first Iron Man film. But by the end, he got paid around $75 million for Avengers Endgame. So yeah, this happens quite frequently. As actors get bigger and more popular and their characters in the Marvel Universe become more prominent and important, new contracts happen. Now, disclaimer, this is something that is good news. This isn't a new negotiation between Sony and Marvel on whether or not to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal of Sony have already come out and said they are working on the next MCU Spider-Man franchise with Tom Holland. He's staying in the MCU. There's no new negotiations on that front. Everything's fine.
I really like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Totally new character. Well, not totally new character, but like, how do I say this? I feel like he played Spider-Man and Parker very well, especially a young, really young Peter Parker, emotional, wanting to protect everybody. I think that was, I mean, all 3 of the Spider-Mans really protect everybody, but I feel like Tom Holland really did that even more. More than the other 2. That could just be me. Don't get me wrong, Andrew Garfield did the same thing, but out of all 3 of them, I feel like Andrew Garfield was the best emotional one that showed emotion. Tom Holland, I feel like, was just always showed the love and passion for everybody and the goodness in everybody. And then Tobey Maguire,
so this new deal seems to be...
he was kind of like Iron Man. He paved the way. So.
Simply about money and how many films he's going to appear in. Now, I would assume he would get another trilogy plus a couple of team-up movies, because I would actually guess that he would go on to be a big part of the new Avengers team. Despite everybody having forgot who Peter Parker was, they do still know who Spider-Man is. And let's be honest, if Doctor Strange could do a spell to make everybody forget, he could probably do a spell to make certain people remember. So I'm not really too worried about that. But the rumor right now says deal of a lifetime, so I'm assuming that it's a lot of money, and that just makes perfect sense because right now he is the most popular superhero in the world. Spider-Man No Way Home is one of the biggest movies of all time right now in the box office, and we're in a pandemic. So that's pretty
true.
powerful.
Yep.
Plus, not to mention Spider-Man alone, just from the comics and cartoons.
One of the best Marvel comics,
one of the most
Marvel heroes in
the world already.
I agree.
I'm thinking Tom is walking out with a pretty good deal here. And like I said, I'm thinking another trilogy and a couple of team-up movies. Now, here's where things start to get really, really exciting. Now, again, only rumblings of a rumor right now, but it seems like there could be a chance that we could get a movie with the 3 Spider-Men again, but everybody is in the film from start to finish. So a whole movie with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. And I'm assuming they would call this movie Spider-Men. And this movie does have the potential, if it does get made, to be bigger than No Way Home. Essentially, No Way Home would be kind of like an Infinity War, and then this Spider-Men movie would be the true end game. Which, hey, I'm all here for.
That would be
I think everybody loves Spider-Man in some way, shape, or form. And it sounds like there is just a lot going on right now, not with just our Spider-Man, but with multiple Spider-Men. A lot of people by now have heard talks that everybody really
want to see this so bad.
Spider-Man 3 to happen. Andrew Garfield is even going on massive
this would be
talk
so
shows,
good.
and the hosts are asking him about what he thinks about all of these fans.
Andrew Garfield would, and I've already said it. Andrew Garfield would be amazing. Very simple.
Wanting The Amazing Spider-Man 3, in which he seemingly replied, "Where the F were all you people in 2014? Now, obviously he says this in a joking matter, but it's also in a serious matter at the same time. Now, regardless of what happened in 2014, Andrew Garfield got redemption in Spider-Man No Way Home. And now there's a lot of talk about The Amazing Spider-Man 3, and with the way the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home set everything up, it does seem like there is going to be a Spider-Man in the Sony verse where Venom and Morbius exists, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be Tom Holland. And like I've mentioned in other videos, Tom Hardy said that he wants Venom 3 to be a Venom vs. Spider-Man film. And if that happens, it's looking like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is going to be the one we see face off against Tom Hardy's Venom. Because Tom Holland is going to be dealing with a completely different Venom symbiote in the MCU. Now, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man isn't the only one that we could be seeing pop up either in the Sony universe or the MCU. In fact, this Spider-Man that I'm about to talk about is most likely going to appear in the MCU, and that is Miles Morales. I feel like Marvel and Sony are slowly prepping us to receive Miles Morales in the MCU. I
wonder if he would be in Tobey Maguire's world. Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire die, then he picks up the man. Maybe.
Started this with Into the Spider-Verse, and now we are getting Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and then Part 2. Not to mention, we have actually seen Prowler, the uncle of Miles Morales, in the MCU in Spider-Man Homecoming, where he confirmed that he does indeed have a nephew that exists in the MCU, who of course is Miles. And then, the big Miles Easter egg in Spider-Man
right here,
Home, where Andrew Garfield takes off his mask and talks to Electro, and Electro tells him, "I thought you were gonna be black." He apologizes, but then Jamie Foxx's Electro says there's gotta be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere, which is obviously a huge Miles tease, since we are talking about a movie.
So we are getting one.
Multiverse here, and different Spider-Man variants, even though Miles isn't a variant of Peter Parker. So it seems like the groundwork is kind of being laid out here. And if they want Tom Holland's Peter Parker to mentor Miles Morales,
or that, yeah, that's right.
For the role of Spider-Man in the MCU, that could be worked into the new deal that Tom Holland could possibly be getting. In his next trilogy, we could see him sort of mentor Miles Morales through Tom Holland's college years, and Miles.
I wouldn't like that. I don't think Tom Holland would mentor personally because he's not really. Yeah, he's seen a lot. He's done a lot, but I just don't think he'd be. I honestly think Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker would be way better on mentoring Miles Morales, in my personal opinion. That's just me, but I forgot that Prowler was in the MCU. I completely forgot about that. So we're probably not going to see Miles Morales go into. We're not going to see Miles Morales probably not in. I said that horribly wrong. Tobey Maguire's universe, but I would love. I think that'd be a lot better. Comment down below if you guys think that would be better. Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker being a mentor, or Tom Holland being a mentor.
Miles' younger years. This could lead to Miles Morales going on to join the Young Avengers, and this would also give us somewhat of a Tony Stark and Peter Parker relationship like we've had in the past, except this time, Peter Parker is kind of stepping into the role of Tony Stark, where he would mentor Miles Morales. And much like Spider-Man was kind of a junior Avenger at the time until Avengers Infinity War, Miles Morales could actually go on to join the Young Avengers team, which is clearly being set up in the MCU right now. Now, there's probably a little bit of time until we get the actual Young Avengers team, which is good news because if they're going to introduce Miles in the next Spider-Man film, we probably have a couple or a few years until we get that film. And I'd really love to see him as a part of the Young Avengers. And I'm really looking forward to Tom Holland's Peter Parker being on his own finally, taking care of himself, and who knows what his adventures are going to get into, but I cannot wait to see what happens. And I can't wait to see what Marvel and Sony have in plan for
I think that build up for Tom Holland being by himself now would be right, and we were all just like, why are they doing this? Why isn't he on his own? And now we know why.
To a Spider-Man movie, Andrew Garfield's The Amazing Spider-Man 3, more Tom Holland movies, and of course the introduction of Miles Morales. A lot to look forward to. Hopefully some of this, if not all of this, happens because we will be very excited and fans. And let me know what you would be most excited about in the comments down below. I think for me it would be the Spider-Man movie, just to see the three Spider-Men back on screen together again. So be sure to let me know what yours would be. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe.
I think honestly Spider-Man would be my favorite as well. Seeing all three of them start to finish, just badass. Amazing. That opens up for so many more things, honestly. I can't remember her name. Alright, so sorry, I had to cut there real quick because I couldn't. Madam Web. I don't know why I couldn't remember. See her potentially, depending on what the Spider-Man movie, what it could be about. We can see Madam Web in that. I would love to see Madam Web. That'd be pretty dope. But that's just me. And see all the other Spider-Men together too. Maybe later down the road, but that'd be kind of cool. Again, comment down below what your favorite part about this whole info is from Cosmic Wonder. Subscribe, go like his videos. And that's gonna do it for the video. If you guys like the reaction, make sure to smash the like button. You should share with a friend. And as always, 1,000 subscribers.